demo of how we use a software in making an SLR. What is an SLR? SLR is an bibliometric analysis on research of any construct domain terminology. For example, we see I today I'm going to share my personal work on women entrepreneurship. What is women entrepreneurship? So, women entrepreneurship is just it's just we can say it's a phenomena. It can be a domain or construct. So the title which of my research was women entrepreneurship and its challenges and its motivation in the developing countries. So we have to make a case for this. We cannot just take any construct or any domain or any title and we make an SLR on it. So what is an SLR? First, let me give you a proper definition of SLR. I'm thankful to Rukhan Institute of Higher Sciences, and after that, I'm thankful to Dr. Irfan Saab, a very good colleague of mine. After that, what is an SLR? So, what is the definition of SLR? A systematic literature view. This is an SLR. As my area of field is, I belong to management sciences. That's why it is a subfield of the social sciences. That's why SLR in is a rigorous, transparent, and reproducible method of identifying, evaluating, and synthesizing existing research on a special topic. Special topic is very important, like I discussed here. Women entrepreneurship. What are the women entrepreneurs in the and its challenge and its motivation in the developing countries. So in it's 2024, we people are living in 2025. For example, I give you an example. For the last 10 years, for example, from 2014 to 2025, that is an SLR, systematic literature review. What are the previous research done on this title? That the title is in the developing countries, what is the motivation and what are the challenges faced by the women entrepreneurs. So this is my topic, and I wrote a paper on it and SLR on it. That's why I'm going to highlight it especially in my presentation of today. So this is the definition. I took all the definitions from the AI tools, but the most important thing in my presentation of today is the practical. I don't want just to take some slides from the AI tools and just give a demonstration. I don't I'm not going to pinpoint others' way of presentation, but my personal way of presentation is how I present. My presentation is I just take some slides from the AI tools, but after that I do some practical. So these are the key. What is an SLR? I took these notes, these short keynotes from the AI tools. Explicit research question, systematic research policy, transparent methodology. So it defines the scope and objective. For example, my topic is women entrepreneurs. For the last 10 years, SLR, for example, we have to observe, we have to make a bibliometric analysis. So let me define here what is the bibliometric research and what is a insight citation. This is, for example, when we are going to give the reference via some tools like Google Scholar, like EndNote referencing, things like that. There have been so many softwares where we do the insight citations. Even we use the AI tools as well nowadays. All we know all the names of AI tools. There have been various AI tools. So our research work, our the new dimensions given to our research nowadays, these are making use of the AI tools. So we can even have the insight citations using AI tools, but not that much. There was a class. I was in a class of my PhD, and one of our teachers said us that you can achieve anything via AI tools. You can even get a demonstration, a demo of an SLR, anything relevant to research, because AI is the artificial intelligence, and you can have a kind of human being who is helping you, but you cannot make a proper write up kind of research paper with this. So when we are going to talk about the insight references, insight citations, then we go for the references. But here I'm talking about the bibliometry. What is bibliometric analysis? Bibliometric analysis is all the relevant works belonging to the domain of women entrepreneurs, the women entrepreneurs in Pakistan, the women entrepreneurs in Afghanistan, as both are the developing countries, women entrepreneurs in Nepal, women entrepreneurs in Bhutan. So there have been many developing states where we did a proper research, and almost we did a collection of almost 1,000 articles, and the date range is from 2014 to 2024. So the basic I wanted to tell you people, the crux of this demonstration is that we want a clear define the scope and the objective. So when we clearly define the title, this is the title of the SLR, this is the title of the SLR in our specific field of any type of research. For example, my SLR presentation is in the field of social sciences, not in the biological sciences, not in the natural sciences. So when we are going to have an SLR, we are going to have a bibliometric research of the previous 10-year research. It can be a previous 5-year research. It can be a previous 20-year research. So it defines the scope and objective. After that, we come towards the research strategy. So when we use the database, for example, Scopus, Web of Sciences, PubMed, for example, then we go that these are the databases which we have done our research, because there have been lots of limitless databases nowadays. Google Scholar, we may see PubMed, lots of Lens.org. So then we people define our search policy or our database. For example, I have been given 100 or 200 articles, which we have been through a proper research, and we have included out of 1,000 research papers. I have collected a handful of just 100 articles, and these are the basic articles. Then I would like to define what are the databases I have taken these research papers. For example, a Web of Sciences, for example, Google Scholar, for example, Emerald Insight, for example, there have been so many databases. We have to define that 100 article, we are going to have an SLR. These belong to these very special or these very databases. Now coming towards the method, for example, Prisma guideline, there have been many methods, there have been many documentations. So there is not just a single method of SLR. There have been many methods of SLR. So after that, we want to evaluate the quality of our research, assessing biasness, assessing methodology, assessing sample size. After that, I would like to share that there's what is the synthesis of finding, thematically, conceptually, statistically, meta-analysis. So thematic analysis is a kind of research where we people do some qualitative research. So in SLR, we are not just confined that we are doing a handful collection of just qualitative research. We can do a handful collection of qualitative research methodology, quantitative as well, mixed methodology as well. So there have been different types of research methodology, as we all people know. So in our collection, we then define what kind of research methodologies we people have did SLR, that is systematic literature review. We all people know what is the first chapter of any research paper, of any thesis, that is the literature review. So this is a systematic literature review, where we are using tools, where we are using softwares, we are going to define what is our methodology. That's why we have to do a synthesis of our finding. Then we have to identify the gaps and future directions. It highlights inconsistencies. For example, I have also wrote my own worked upon my own research paper, that is an SLR on women entrepreneurs. So it does have so many research gaps. So every SLR, every kind of research for a past decade, for almost 2 decades, whatever the type our title is, it has some, any research has some gaps, where as the time starts, gaps, we start to find gaps in research. Therefore, I just want to say to my dear participants, dear audience, please let me tell you people that we have to identify the gaps in our research, and then we have to do the future directions. So this is not a kind of research paper where we are going to define, we're going to have a qualitative research paper, quantitative, mixed method research. This is an SLR, that is systematic literature review. So there have been three basic stages of systematic literature review: planning stage, execution stage, and reporting stage. Just I want to make it somewhat speedy, then I would go towards the practical. That's why I just need to complete it, pile it up as early as possible, as these are my slides. And after that, I will come towards the practical. So please, these are my slides. I think I'm going so slow. That's why please, now I'm going to make it a bit hurry, please. So I think I'm given almost 40 minutes. So I have to complete my presentation just in the 40 minutes. Planning the review preparation stage. What is the preparation stage? The key steps: identify the research need. What is it? For example, I'm going to have an SLR on women entrepreneurship. So is women entrepreneurship in trend? Women entrepreneurship in the developing countries like Pakistan. So is it a question of today? Is it a burning question? Will it be some helpful in or I will just add a paper in my profile? So we should first differentiate: is this research, is it going to be helpful? Does it belong to the problems of our everyday life? Yes, it does. So the reason is, women entrepreneurship is very, very important thing in developing states like Afghanistan, like Pakistan, like India as well. India is a developing state, but women entrepreneurship is still lacking over there because of the challenges and the motivation factor. There have been two domains challenges, because in patriarchal cultures like Pakistan, like Afghanistan, women entrepreneurship is lacking. The reason is not about the religion. I'm not going to condemn any religion via this platform. I'm just going to give you just an example where the patriarchal cultures are, their women entrepreneurship lacks. Likewise, I'm talking about the motivation. So there have been some push and pull factor. Push factor mean when a woman, due to her issues, her personal problems, she's pushed to go towards the business. But after that, there comes the pull factor. When a woman wants to achieve the self-actualization, she wants to be something. She wants to be acknowledged that she is independent. She is a strong woman. So that is a pull factor. So in a patriarchal cultures like Pakistan, like India, like Nepal, like Bhutan, I'm not here to condemn any country. I'm just giving some examples just for my research. And this is just an SLR. I'm not going to condemn any country, or I'm not going to condemn any religion or any culture, just as an example, because my research is done on the Pakistan. I belong to Pakistan. That research area was, my population was belonging to uh, the Pakistan. I did two kind of researches on this title. First was an SLR. I wrote an SLR on it, and after that, I went to the pure qualitative research, where I went to the women entrepreneurs in Pakistan, and I took their interviews, and I did a proper research on it. That's why I'm going to give you people the practical example. So the first step in the SLR is the planning the review. We have to plan it. What kind of research we people are going to do? Clear, focused, and answerable questions guide the review. Example, what are the psychological mechanism linking social media used to political polarization? So this is just a title, just an example. I'm not going to give it a detailed explanation. As you people know, my topic is where the example is women entrepreneurship. So that is a kind of, I think, a topic belonging to the field of psychology. That is, what is the use of social media in psychology? As we all know how social media is impacting our psychology. So, uh, is our uh, is our ideology relevant to politics? Is it biased or not? When we use too much social media, so that is also a burning question of today. So then we take a question: what are the RQs? First of all, in any research of today, we have to synthesize what are the RQs. The RQ mean research question. Is that research question and burning a burning issue of today? Yes, social media makes a mind. It builds our psychology. That's why social media impact on our views about the politics. That is a burning question of today, relevant to the negative impact of social media. So this is the title. That title is a burning question of today. That's why I can take this as an SLR, and I would go to the all the databases. Then I would have a short analysis, bibliometric analysis on the previous research of that title, that very title. So coming towards the next slide, develop a review protocol. We have to review it. For example, that very title, that is the impact of the evil impact of social media on our psychology. That is a publication date, geographical focus, database like Web of Sciences, JSTOR, Emerald. We have to do a research what kind of databases have been, where that very title have been researched upon. After that, keywords, we may say Boolean operators, social media, and political polarization. So social media doesn't mean we, please have a look on the previous slide, that is the question, that is the RQ. But then when we are going to do our title research, when we are going to write the keywords or the Boolean operators, then we write these two terminologies. That's the three domains in my research. My research SLR was women entrepreneurship, developing countries, challenges, and motivation. These were the four domains of my area of research. So data extraction framework, what information will be recorded from each study. Okay. Then we come towards the next slide, that is conducting the review. Then the execution stage. Now we have arranged the fact sheets, we have arranged the bibliometric analysis, the databases. Now we come towards the second stage of our SLR, that is execution stage. It has stages, that is screening, and then we select. We have almost 1,000 research papers. We cannot just study the 1,000 research papers or the 100,000 research papers or 10,000 research papers. We have to exclude, we have to include. This is called exclusion criteria and inclusion criteria. On what criteria we have included some research papers out of 1000 research papers, or on what criteria we have to exclude some research papers, because there may be some duplicate research papers. There may be some research papers in our database or in our lens.org CSV file, where we have collected almost 1000 research papers, and among these collection of 1000 research papers or 2000 research papers, we feel some research papers are not relevant to our title. For example, some research papers are not their methodology is not relevant to our research, our very research title, where we are going to have an SLR. Their methodology is not linking with the RQ, our research question. For example, our research question can be, for example, my RQ can be, what are the issues facing by the women entrepreneurs of today? So is that very research paper is not answering the very question of mine, then I will exclude that paper. So that's why we do a screening and then we do a selection. Background snowballing, sorry, what what is snowball research? Snowball means snowball sampling. We cannot by just one click we get the 1000 clicks. We just click one title, one paper, then we get thousands of it that are linked with it. So background snowballing, forward snowballing. Step one is remove duplicates. As I was telling, title abstract screening. We see the title abstract screening, and nowadays there have been so many research SLR softwares. Even we can take the help of AI tools as well. For example, on any AI tool, we just put any research paper, then we just give it a prompt, please make it's a short summary of it, or what are the theories, what are the research theories, what are the theories used in this paper. So the AI tool give us answer just in some seconds. So we can make use of AI tools, and when we are going to do the screening process, or we may take the help of some softwares as well. Then after that, full text screening. Now full text screening is when we are going to study at least we have to study the abstract. We cannot don't have the time to thoroughly read a full paper. We have to include almost 1000 papers or 200 papers. At least we have to read the abstract of every paper. All right, now coming towards the next slide, quality assessment. Yes, doesn't mean we just have to include the papers. We just have to do a handful collection of papers. We have to select and include the papers which have quality papers. We all know what is a quality paper, and what paper is just, we see that quality, that journal, that link, that is just an average paper. So we all know what is an authentic website, what are Q1, Q3 level journals, and what are just average kind of level journals. So we have to, in our very selection of the papers, we must have the quality assessment as well. So the more the quality of our collection, the more the good SLR it will be. Now coming towards the data extraction and synthesis, extract key details. For example, sample size, methodology. As I discussed it earlier, sample size matters a lot. For example, sample size is 1 lakh, sample size is 10, sample size is 100. So we must do an extraction and synthesis of it. Use narrative synthesis, thematic analysis, meta-analysis. Meta-analysis, we can take use of help of AI tools. Thematic analysis, we can make themes and titles. As I discussed earlier, the themes, the titles of my research were challenges, motivation, women entrepreneurship, and fourth one was developing countries. So these are the 4 titles, the 4 themes in my SLR. So you can have your themes, your titles in your SLR, inshallah, when you are going to write your SLR paper. So an outcome, a refined pool of high quality studies that answer the research questions. The most important thing is RQ. Is our RQ to be answered or not? I make an SLR, I am write an SLR, but is it helping to answer my questions, the questions of today, the burning issues of today? Then we have to make an analysis. The third stage, coming to towards the next slide, and the third stage, that is reporting and dissemination, writing stage. This is very, very important. The last stage in writing an SLR, this stage involves structuring, communicating findings in a scholarly manner. You have to behave like a scholar. You have to synthesize, then you have to structure it, then you have to arrange it. You have to do a manual fact sheet. I will discuss it later what is a fact sheet, but you have to you have to make a manual fact sheet, then you arrange it in a kind of scholarly way. All right, that is the finding following in Prisma guideline: background, rationale, research questions, detailed research strategy, selection process, analysis method, summary of findings, often with tables, figures, conceptual frameworks. We have so many tables, so many figures, so many analysis sheets, so many Prisma flow diagrams at the end of our work. Then conceptual frameworks as well. We don't have a single conceptual framework, don't have a single model. We have a model, we have many models. Then we write all the IVs, all the DVs, all the mediators, all the moderators, all the predictors, all the outcomes in a mannerable way. I will discuss it later. Then discussion, interpretation, limitations, and future research directions. So I took these basic and short highlights of my SLR writing from the AI tools. I don't even shy in telling that I took the help of AI, because when we are using AI, we also need a brain when we are using how to use an AI tool. So these very slides are taken from the AI. Now I would like to do a comprehensive workshop or a comprehensive practical of a write-up of an SLR. So I'm going to end it as SLR matter in social sciences. It helps in making future directions of our studies. Examples of SLR, for example, economic effect, social mobility, social factors, psychological factors, women entrepreneurship is my area, as my area is management sciences. So that's why my area of research was challenges and motivation. So coming towards my area of research, challenges, a specimen of an SLR on challenges and motivation of women entrepreneurs in developing countries, as I was talking about it. So please let me share the exclusion criteria, all the tables, all the figures we achieved, that is figure by author, that is the inclusion and exclusion criteria. These are the tables and charts. So this is the table and chart. That is the table on methodology. For example, we have almost in that SLR, as for example, here I have used the screenshots of any relevant research paper, that is the case study. How many case study papers in our SLR? That are 9 case studies. Descriptive, there is not a single one. Mixed methodology is 1 paper, and on survey belongs to 8 research papers, and on data paneling that belongs just to 1 research paper. Total we have 19 kind of methodologies in our total individuals or total researches. So coming towards the next table, the next figure, that is a figure where bibliometric analysis for future research. Asia and Pacific, Europe, North America, Africa, Middle East. It means that Asia and Pacific, the major titles, the major researches belong to the 13 papers belong to the Asia Pacific, 12 papers belong to the Europe, continent Europe, and 3 papers belong to the Africa and the continent Africa. So after that, Arab states, 1 paper belong to the Arab states, because women entrepreneurship is still a burning question in Arab states as well, despite the fact they are not as much underdeveloped like countries like us, but they still have women entrepreneurship issues, as they are also patriarchal cultures. So we see here that women entrepreneurship issue is not just relevant to economy, it is also relevant to patriarchy as well. All right, so this is a table of journals. How many journals? SCI, ESCI indexing. There have been 20 journals which are SSCI indexed. Some are ESCI indexed, which belong to the entrepreneurship title. And there have been 17 papers which belong to SCI, SSCI index, and they belong to the management field. So these are the tables and charts. This is another example of front page of an SLR on the title Factors Affecting the Success of Women SMEs in Digital Era. So this is also a relevant topic, that is women SMEs in the digital area. We all know what is SMEs, small and medium scale enterprises. That is its abbreviation. So this is its title page, it's abstract. And this is a woman, another research paper that belongs to India. And this is a new paper. This is, I think, that was published in 2023, and it belongs to a very high quality journal, that is Emerald in database, that is Emerald Insight, and title is Women Entrepreneurs in India, a Systematic Literature Review, the abstract. And after that, that is the basic the title page of an SLR. Okay, now my slides are to be ended. I would do a comprehensive workshop. Half time has been passed, so the remaining 20 minutes will be practical on lens.org for fact sheet, Pisma flow diagram, WAS viewer for charts, graphs, table, and then one practical example from personal assignment saved in the laptop. That is already I discussed. That is my own SLR. I wrote it myself, alhamdulillah, mashallah, by grace of Allah. So I'm going to discuss it with my fellows. So the slides are over now. Please let me share my SLR self-work. Please, this is my SLR self-work. This is alhamdulillah my own paper, going to be published very soon. That is women entrepreneurship, as I was discussing it in developing countries, challenges and motivation factors. What are the challenges and what are the motivation factors of women entrepreneurs? This is very, very important question. RQ of today, bibliometric analysis for future research direction. Well, the name Pakistan is not in the title, but this is a bibliometric analysis. I wrote another paper on it that was a pure qualitative research, where I went to the women entrepreneurs in Pakistan, and I will also give you a short analysis of it, a short explanation. But actually, our topic is SLR. Today, we're going to have a detailed presentation on SLR. So that's why I think we should not go out of the domain, out of the topic. So this is my abstract, and this is the introduction, where we have to do some relevant literature example 2013, 2014, 2020, because my timeline was from 2014 to 2024. These were my basic RQs. What are the primary research objectives of women entrepreneurship in developing and emerging economies? What are the main theoretical themes of research conducted on women entrepreneurship in the developing economies? RQ number 3 is, what are the main methodological approaches adopted to study the challenges and motivation factors in women entrepreneurship in the developing countries? So somehow the RQs are a bit changed. Literature review is comprised of almost 4 to 5 pages, but let me clarify here. We have to shortlist the quality literature, for example, belonging to some theories, the relevant theories. There have been 4 to 5 basic theories which are relevant here. Gender theories, especially the gender theories, as well as the economic theories as well. So let me Scroll it further. Challenges and motivation by women entrepreneurs in developing countries. All these are the literature pages. After that, just this is the inclusion exclusion criteria, as I discussed earlier: identification, screening, and included. All right. So after that, results and discussion. These are the charts and the tables which highlight date, published, sort. And after that, another title extract, that is the key journals on challenges and motivation. What are the basic key journals in these 10 years? The names of the journals. After that, document count, that is the top contributors, authors on this topic. What are the top authors of this research, of this title? And after that, the dominant journals by discipline. Okay, the dominant journal by disciplines are business journal, most of all. After that, sociology, economics, entrepreneurship, law, psychology. These are the basic domains. And after that, the figure 6 tells that the dominant document type on challenges. What is the document type? Whether they are journals, whether they are articles, whether they are book chapters, whether unknown documents, news, books, editorials, things like that. After that, this is the WOS viewer table figure, key journals on challenges and motivation. So this is the WOS viewer table. I would like also give a short practical of how to use WOS viewer. And after that, let me scroll it, please. Yes, this is the next figure of WOS viewer. All these are the bibliometric co-authorship. And after that, figure 11, we are going to discuss it. And after that, conclusion and implications of the study. So this is my practical, and these are the references. So this is a practical highlight, how I wrote it, what are the ideology, how I used some softwares like WOS viewer, like shinyapps.org, like Prisma flow diagrams. And doesn't mean that I made that manual figuring or manual highlighting. That lens.org, I took help of lens.org, where I took the fact sheet, a lens sheet comprised of almost an Excel sheet, which is comprised of almost 1,000 papers. So this is all about my example and SLR as well. So my question to Dr. Irfan is, sir, almost 30 minutes have been passed. So kindly tell me, can I do further, or I should end it? Please, sir, please tell me. Dr.
Yeah, sure,
Irfan.
sure. Now, yeah, sure. You have 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot. I would like to have some practical analysis on charts and tables. So my title is Women Entrepreneurship. First of all, I would go to Google, and then I will Google it, please. I will Google my title, and I would go to the lens.org. We cannot make a fact sheet, personal fact sheet. I mean, we can have a manual for understanding, but we cannot make a fact sheet of 1,000 research papers. We cannot just study each and every research paper, almost 1,000 papers, 200 papers. For this, we have research softwares as well. First of all, I go to lens.org. That is a website which helps us in findings of our scholarly work. Okay, please. Now here I go. This is I'm signed in. I am signed in that very lens.org website. So I would go here. That is structured research, and here I would go to the all right, please. The thing is verifying you are a valid user. Actually, during our screen sharing session, using lens.org is not allowed. So my apologies for it. This is just a forum. This is just a website from where we can have. Okay, please. That is, we can have it, please. We can avail it. All right. I go to the search, because this is very, very important thing, from where we get the Excel sheet. Excel sheet is also named as the fact sheet. Okay, New Scholar search. Here I come to the New Scholar search. And then my title is Challenges and Motivation, Women Entrepreneurship, Challenges and Motivation of Women Entrepreneurs in Developing. Challenges and Motivation of Women Entrepreneurs. This is the title, just I'm writing here. What is the date range? As I told you people earlier, my date range is from 2014 to 2024. The 10 years study on this very title of women entrepreneurship. All right. So what are my results? That is 1880, almost 1880 research papers. They are here. I can here export and I can click export. And after that, I can just export these files, whether they are 1000, whether they are 1000 plus. I will just click the CSV. We need a CSV format, and then I will just export it here. All right. So after that, please see the analysis in list. This is the analysis and charts and tables that I was going to discuss, that these are the universities from where these papers belong to. And this is the publication type, how many books, how many journals, how many articles. As I have discussed it earlier, author display name, we can just the area of study. Okay, just save image as, just click this image, save it, and in JPG format, and then you can use it in your file. You can have it. Okay. So this is the document count, how many documents. I have discussed it as well. So now I would go toward the the VOS viewer. VOS viewer is very, very important as well. I have downloaded VOS viewer is a software. VOS viewer is in my laptop. I'm going to open it. VOS viewer is a very, very important software. That is a R linking to our software, which gives us charts and tables relevant to our co-authorship, relevant to our bibliometric analysis. Owing to that, provided that we have our own fact sheet. So I would first like to share my fact sheet with you people. This is my fact sheet. The practical example. I have made a proper folder for that presentation. That is the fact sheet. That is the manual fact sheet, please. I even tried to have a manual, but I couldn't do it. Just 11 links here. So this is the fact sheet. The lens export, as I was discussing, the lens export file, where we get the title, what are the lens ID, the title, the date published, the journal type, the volume, what was the volume, it's ISSN, then publisher, whether it was a Springer, whether it was Emerald, whether it was Google Scholar, then scholar count, then authors, then abstract, then issue name, then starting page, end page, fields, keywords. All right, this is the export lens.org file. Then findings, and after that source, that is URL, and after that DOI. DOI is very, very important to be mentioned in the fact sheet. And all this open access, whatever, that is not a manual fact sheet. That fact sheet is, let me scroll it, that is comprised of the 1000, more than 1000 papers. So I got this fact sheet from the lens.org. Now in the VOS viewer, I would just upload this fact sheet, and I will automatically gain the co-authorship pictures and figures. Then I will just explain these figures and charts. I can also take the help of AI tools. I will just upload these charts and tables on AI tools, and then they will just give a proper demonstration. Then I will copy paste it and I will rephrase it so that it don't have any kind of plagiarism or AI help. But AI helps us a lot nowadays. So I'm not ashamed of saying that AI helps us in even writing a good paper. We can take it as a friend who is helping us all the time. So just I'm going to upload that lens.org, that very file. I just need more 5 minutes of two people, just more 5 minutes. So please don't lose your temper. I know I'm going to be very late. I have taken almost 35 minutes of you people, or maybe 40. Just give me more 5 minutes. Just I'm going to end my presentation. I will here go to create a map on bibliometric data. Then I will go to next, and then raw data from bibliometric database files. Okay. Dimensions, lens, as we have got it from lens, then we would like to search the file. I'm going to search the fact sheet here. Okay. Okay, sorry, that was my mistake. Actually, at the same time, I'm having screen sharing as well. So sometimes it gets a bit difficult to have a manual analysis of software analysis as well. And at the same time, uh, you are having screen sharing as well. So I'm going to find, okay, all right, I got it. Yes, that was my csvlens.org file. Yes, I'm going to upload it. Okay. And then I'm going to go further. I will go to next. Okay, then I will highlight, share it. This is lens file. Then I will go click next. CSV file. Okay, now I will click next. Okay, now I got the co-authorship. Just you can do full counting or fractional counting. You can write here 25 or 20 or 10. Okay, just 10 co-authorship. And then I would go to finish. All right, this is the co-authorship. I have mentioned here 10. You can mention 20, 25, not more than that. Then you can take the screenshot of it and you can share from where you have to place it at desktop. You can name it. That is co-authorship file. And after that, you can save it. Likewise, you can go to create another thing, create a base bibliometric analysis, read data from bibliometric data files. Lens, you can click lens. After that, you can do it next. CSV file. All right. I first made a figure of co-authorship. Now I will go to the citation. And I will do click here. Co-occurrence bibliometric coupling. Then I will click next. I can write here that is my personal fractional counting. I can write here even 30, not more than that, because our lens.org file is comprised of just 1000 papers. Finish it up and yes, you got it. All right, so this is another file. So you need some practice in it. Take a screenshot of it. Write its name XYZ. You want to name it anything. And at the desktop, I'm going to save it and it is saved now. So you see all the charts are the tables. Please, all the charts, the tables, the pictures which I made, which I clicked, they are saved on any file of us. All right, this is the was viewer file, the was viewer image. I will just cut, copy, paste them in my paper, and that's all about my side. From my side, lens.org, Shiny apps. One thing more, inclusion exclusion criteria is very, very important. For this, you can take the help of shinyapps.org or Dimensions, and you can even use this Prisma flow diagram. Prisma flow diagram is just, you can also take the help of Prisma, and you can take the help of Shiny apps. So you can, these are the charts and tables of my work. The charts and tables, you can just copy paste them and you can make your own paper. And just I'm going to give you people an example of Prisma. Yes, this is Prisma flow diagram. This is just a copy of it. You can just edit it and you can just write up on your own the inclusion exclusion criteria as well. What is the inclusion criteria in your research and what is the exclusion criteria in your research? As I discussed in detail in the very beginning of my assignment, my presentation, that what is the, yes, this is the Prisma picture. I can just click it, I can just edit it. Okay, this is an example. You can have it in MS Word file, this picture in MS Word format. Then you can edit it. For example, the database, you had almost 4 databases. For example, Emerald, for example, Scopus, for example, lens.org, then records screen 1400, then reports sought for retrieval 100, then records excluded 400 papers were excluded. And after that, you see total there were 100 that was the further researchers. Total 1000 were eligible. They were finally assessed. So this is the Prisma flow diagram, which is about the inclusion and exclusion criteria. So this is also very, very important file in our when we are going to have our SLR. So I just want to end my assignment by just one paper. Sorry, I'm going to click it once again. By just one paper, one demonstration. That was the base paper, which helped me a lot in writing my paper. That was just base paper 1 and base paper 2. I will just open it and I will just take 1 or 2 minutes of you at the end of my presentation. That is in PDF format. All right, that is not so easy to open it. I think during yes, during screen sharing, that is not that much easy. So this is all from my side. I can even share it with Dr. Irfan, and he will further share the base paper. The base paper is very, very important in research. I took a base paper from Emerald, and then I wrote my own paper. And this is the collection, the handful collection of the challenges. Ghana, in a country like India, Afghanistan, all the papers, the good papers, almost a handful of 50 research papers. I even did a manual collection of it from Emerald and from Science Direct, the very good database access, which are not even in easy access, in open access, sorry. So this is all from my presentation. Any questions or any queries or any comments, you people, you are free to ask or share, please. Yes, please.
Yes. Can I, Dr. Bisba?
And
Yes, yes, please. Any
explanation
questions, sir? Any question?
from your kind presentation in the way you have delivered. It was theoretical and practical as well. From audience, if you have any questions, we have 2 types of audience. One is physical audience, which are here with us. The second is online through Zoom. From both of audience, if you have any questions, you can do it from Dr. Misbah Bukhari. She is here.
Yes,
That's your
Dr. Irfan.
your question should be very short and concise. Then after that, doctor will be answered. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Now,
I'm here to listen.
Dr. Saniz, I have a question.
Yes, sir. Yes, please
yeah,
continue. Sure, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, sir.
Assalamu
Please.
alaikum. Can you hear me?
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
I am Habibur Rahman Sarbilan, Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs of Rohan Institute of Higher Education. First of all, I want to thank all of participants, doctors, lecturers, professors that they have participated with us in this refresh course. On behalf of Rohan Institute of Education, we're so pleased and we're so happy. Inshallah, we will be use this representation in of our capacity building of lecturers and students. And we have planned, inshallah, as soon as possible that we host and represent all of doctors and professors in a physical conference in Afghanistan as soon as possible. My question is that from Mr. Bukhari, that how do you ensure that the articles selected for your systematic literature review SLR are free from bias and accurately address the research objectives? Thank you, please.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir, for your kind remarks. Coming towards the question, first of all, the question is: Are our papers or our SLR work is free from biasness? Actually, any kind of research or any kind of SLR, whether it is an SLR, whether it is a proper research, a researcher himself or herself have to be aware of that biasness. Sometimes even personally, even I'm a researcher, even I feel myself biased. For example, my title was Women Entrepreneurship Issues or Challenges. I myself was biased as I am more inclined towards Emerald Insight. Even my base paper was Emerald. So this is a kind of biasness. I discussed it with my teacher. He said, "Ma'am, this is a kind of biasness. You are using just one platform, just one database access. You have many more. Why this only one database?" I said, "Sir, I really like its papers." All right. So coming towards the collection of a handful of 100 papers, 200 papers, or fact sheet, we probably I may select the papers from India, from Pakistan, from Europe. So in every research, there is a different perspective. So my perspective or my inclination may be somewhat. I believe in patriarchal culture. Being a Muslim woman, I like patriarchy. I really don't like the kind of culture. I am not going to discuss or going to condemn any culture in the world, but I personally, I'm inclined towards patriarchal culture, being a Muslim woman. So my research or my SLR work can be a bit biased or inclined. So biasness is natural, but we cannot we cannot just erase it. We can minimize it. Whether we are going to make some lens.org, our fact sheet, whether we are going to arrange and synthesize our methodology, whether we are going to select our title, whether we are going to arrange the papers, whether we are going to select the database, whether we are going to select the kind of country. For example, majority of my researches belong to India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. So this is also a biased research. There have been many developing economies in the world. Even there have been women entrepreneurship issues in the developed West as well, in Europe as well. Women is having an issue relevant to entrepreneurship. So I can be biased. Anybody can be biased, but the researcher himself or herself should be assured of minimizing that personal inclination or biasness. So I think, sir, you are satisfied from my answer. So this is what my perspective or my knowledge is. Yes, please. Any comment? Any other question, please?
Yes, can I have my
Thank
question?
Thank you, Doctor. We have a next participant. We have a question, Muhammad Ashraf. Please, you may
Yes,
ask
Muhammad
your
Ashraf. Yes,
question.
please continue. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Muhammad Ashraf,
Yes,
you have
please.
raised your hand. If you have any questions, you can do it.
everyone.
Muhammad Ashraf.
Your mic is
Yes,
Thank you,
please.
Dr. Thank you, Dr. Irfan Saab. जी, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Actually,
Sir, here to share. Muhammad Ashraf
thank you, madam.
Saab is my class fellow. He's my fellow member in my PhD batch. So warm
Okay,
welcome, sir. Sir Ashraf, please. Very
thank you, madam.
warm
Thank you.
welcome to this conference. Please, yes, sir.
My
Any question?
intro is already mentioned by Madam Misbah Bukhari. Thank you very much. And I have only is a little bit question regarding the SLR. The mostly we see that the mostly researcher use the last 10-year data for SLR. Mostly SLR in using the 10 year. It is a standard.
Okay,
Hello.
this is not a standard, sir. This is not a standard. Actually, in my example of quoting, it was just I personally, my teacher asked me, Madam, you please clarify the date range or the timeline. So the timeline can be 40 years, 50 years, but not more than that, because already we cannot just go to our research or our previous literature, which is 200 or sorry 20 years old, 30 years old, 10-year maximum, 3-year, 4-year, 5-year, or it shouldn't be all like a very short time range of 1 year, 2 year. Almost an average timeline range is 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, not more than that, because we see in a decade there's have been so many palpable shifts in the whole globe. We just discussed a decade before, this was the one scenario, 2 decades before. So our SLR timeline should not be more than a decade. This is the maximum, or 2 decades, depends on the type, depends on the title of our research. Yes, please, sir. I think you are satisfied, quite satisfied for my answer.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, very warm welcome to my friend Roena. So nice to have you here, Roena. Thank you so much for joining. And thank you so much, Dr. Irfan. Thank you so much. A very good friend of mine and a very good and positive person and a very talented person belonging to Afghanistan. And I'm so grateful being a Muslim woman. I am here to present before my Muslim country, Afghanistan. And that's really an honor for me to present before Okhan Institute. And that is an international conference. So many people are going to listen to us. Or I apologize to everybody if I'm biased in any of my commentary or my presentation. My apologies. So anybody. So my topic was actually a bit kind of title, women entrepreneurship, patriarchy, religion. So it is a very complicated and very kind of topic which is sensitive. So my apology to any person, any friend of mine, because I'm a very open-minded person. I believe in humanity first of all, irrespective of gender, irrespective of religion, and irrespective of culture, as I have so many non-Muslim friends, very special friends of mine. So I apologize if anybody got hurt from my opinion on my reviews on my presentations, that style. Yes, please. Dr. Noor and Yumna Gracia. Yes, please. Questions, please.